Hello everyone, my name is Sayed. I'm a full stack Java developer with 3 years of experience both in front end and back end. I'm experienced in core Java, Spring Boot, microservices, MySQL database, and React.js library for front end development. Yeah, main motto of this video is express my interview experience and technical skill overviews what they are asking in interviews, and I made bunch of questions, nearly 40 questions, and these questions is not related to single interview. These questions combine multiple interviews experience and questions. Okay, and it is highly impossible to make the multiple interview questions in all those topics: core Java, Spring Boot, microservices. So I decided to make it as a parts. So let's discuss only core Java related questions, and I have gathered all the interview questions from the different interview and make it as an ppt for you guys. If you refer and gone through these questions, I guarantee you that you can answer 80% of your interview experience, but you should have somewhat knowledge in Java, right? Well, let's begin it. This video is not only for 3 years experience person, those who are freshers and giving interview trials as a fresher. This video that can be helpful for them too. Okay. Without further ado, let's debate in the topic. Yeah, I categorize into a beginner level starting. Yeah, first question. This question is asked for me in two interviews. What they are asked me is, first he asked me to create a static block, a non-static block, static variables, a constructor, and another is static method. After creation of that, he asked me the execution order, which one execute first. As we know that static variables and static methods, static blocks, these are belongs to the class level. Whenever the code is compiled on that time, it's called according to the insertion order in the code, according to the top static variable, static block, static methods. Okay, and the second question I have faced is what are local and instance variable, and what are their scopes. Okay, local variables are the variables which is present within the block. Then can be, that can be a static block or any static method. That variables which are present in that is known as local variables. And we have instance variable also known as global variables. These variables are present within the class that can be accessible within the with anywhere in that, but local variables is accessible within that block or method. The third question is about the entry point of the Java. We know that entry point of Java programming is public static void main, right? In that I have to explain him about each and everything in that method, like public is an access modifier. And further added the question, what are different types of access modifiers. I told him public, private, default, and protected. And coming to the static is an keyword. By specifying static to variables or method, it says that it belongs to the class. Void is an no return type. Main is the name of the method, and string arguments, it accepts the string type of argument within it. And a follow-up question he asked me, can we create a similar method name like a public static void main another method in that class? Yes, we can definitely create that. We have a concept called polymorphism in oops. In that it's comes under method overloading, where we can create a same name method, but the parameters which we are passing is different. And still this main method serves as a entry point. Yeah, fourth question is related to third question. Yeah, fifth question is the difference between string builder and string buffer. String buffer is introduced in Java 1.0. In that the interviewer asked me, if we have string buffer already, then what is the use of creating string builder again? We can achieve that muteness of string, right? But the answer is that string buffer is synchronized. Okay, that's safe. Because of that it is slow in nature, because multi-threaded can access it. concurrently, whereas in StringBuilder is not a thread safe. That makes it not synchronized. Um, Based on upon our requirement, we can use that StringBuffer and StringBuilder answer like that. Sixth question is that difference between comparable and comparator. Both are interfaces. Comparable is used to compare the object within it. It provides natural sorting order. It has a method called compare to. Comparator is an interface, and it is used to compare between two objects. We can write custom comparator in which package comparable and comparator is present. Yeah, in Java.util package, both are these present. What makes string immutable? It has set of factors that string makes it. String class is a final class, and we have bunch of the things you can deep dive on the topic strings. How do you compile Java code in a compiler? Yeah, in CMD we can compile that by using Java C command, and you should know that the class name and the name which we are saving that file it should be same. What is the difference between finalize, finally, and final method? Now finalize method is deprecated, no longer in use, but still this question is asked for me in all the interviews till now I have attended. Okay, for that I will explain it. Finalize method is used that before the garbage collection is called, object is garbage collected. Finally block we use in try catch block. If we set something in the final block, even though we get an exception or not, the final block going to execute anyway. And the final is an keyword that makes constant. We can also say write the question I have asked is, can you make a class final? Can you make method final? Yes, we can. If we make a class final, then we cannot inherit that class. If we make a method final, we can't override. These are questions which is in intermediate level. Okay, what do the hash code and equals methods do? And the follow-up question I have asked is, in which package they are present? These are present in java.lang.objects. Can we override a final class? No, we cannot override a final class. And can we create a static class? No, we cannot create a static class directly. We can create a static class for a nested class. We cannot make a static for the main class. What is marker interface? And it is a marker interface has no fields and methods. Follow-up question is, if it has no fields and method, why we use marker interface? And the 15th question is difference between iterator and list iterator. These both are interfaces is used to iterate through a list, and the difference makes it iterator goes in one direction, that is forward direction. List iterator goes in both direction, forward and backward. What are the different ways of creating a thread? Yes, we can create a thread in Java in two ways. One is using runnable interface and by creating a thread class. And the question 17 is thread life cycle. We have five stages: new, runnable, running, waited, blocked. You can check in the web and you can get a clear cut idea. What is the purpose of synchronized keyword? It's mainly used in multi-threading. If you set a method as a synchronized, it waits and waits for another method to be executed. What are serializable and deserializable in Java? The purpose of serialization is it converts objects into byte stream. For deserialization, it is vice versa. Byte stream is converted into the object. What is singleton class? This comes under the design pattern. I have asked in two of the interviews, so I think I should mention is that, but it comes under design pattern. The interviewer asked me that what is singleton class? Simple. Singleton class has only one instance. How you make a class singleton? Can we write a singleton in front of the class that it becomes singleton? No, there is no such concept. To make it singleton, we should have a private static instance and create a static method to check whether the instance is present or not, and we write a private constructor by specifying three steps that can be made singleton class. Yeah, now in Java 8 features, what methods were introduced in interfaces. Previously, before the Java 8, there is only one abstract method which we use in interfaces. After Java 8, we got static methods and default methods can be used in that. You know that whatever methods we are which are using in interface, which is abstract method, that should be implemented. But in the case of default, we may override or may not. It's totally acceptable. What is functional interface? An interface has only one abstract method, that is interface. We can annotate the functional interface with other functional interface. Even though without annotating that functional interface, still remains as functional interface if it has only one abstract method. Okay, and if we annotate it as a that functional interface and we write multiple methods, then it throws compile error. Definitely. Can you explain the new features introduced in Java? Yes, the features introduced in Lambda expressions, functional interface, method reference, Java streams, date and time, optional class. Write a program to print each character of a given string using Java streams. This comes under Java 8 features. You can know how it works. Everyone can print without Java 8 features, okay, by using loops, something, but it's not it's quite different in Java stream, but it is an easy. Method reference, could you explain what method reference are in Java? We have a method reference, constructor reference too. Two of my interviews ask method reference repeatedly, so I mentioned method reference are the methods which we call without invoking a method. Okay, what is Lambda expressions? And the eight questions with anonymous class does not have any class name, and producers and consumers comes under the Lambda expressions. You can refer it. Oops concept, what are the four? Everyone who are familiar with the Java, even though they are freshers or they are experienced, everyone should know about the oops concept. These are mandatory questions in the Java interviews. The four main principles of oops are abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism. What is encapsulation and how it is implemented? Creating private fields, okay, and creating getters and setters for that. Everyone, I think everyone has worked with the encapsulation concept. What is inheritance? We have five types of inheritance: single level inheritance, multi-level inheritance, multiple level inheritance, hierarchical inheritance, hybrid inheritance. What is inheritance? Inheritance superclass properties is acquired by subclass. That's the concept. Fourth question, difference between method overloading and method overriding. Method overloading, I have been explaining you that in the main method. Can we create another main method? Yeah, in beginner level, that's come under this concept. We can create the name, method name, but the parameters which we are passing. And method overriding is overriding a method which we are defining abstract interface and writing the method in that. What is the purpose of super keyword in Java? Yeah, let me explain. If you have a subclass and we have superclass, if you mention super which has present in superclass and subclass, then if we mention super, it defaults says that these properties belongs to the parent class. What is an abstract class and how it is different from interface? As I explained earlier in that, how do Java supports multiple inheritance? Multiple inheritance directly doesn't, Java doesn't support. It can be supported by using interface. How do Java achieve abstraction? Abstraction, we have interface. We write abstract method. That means hiding unwanted details and showing essential functionalities. This is called abstraction. You can better prepare about the Java collection framework. Yeah. Uh, they may ask what is collection? What is collection framework? Collection is different. Collection framework is different. The question can be asked, what is list and array list? Okay. Second question is difference between array list and vector. Vector is a legacy class. What is legacy class? Legacy class is the class which is introduced before the Java collection framework. After the introduction of Java collection framework, this class is added. Array list and vector both are same. What makes it difference is it is a synchronized. Vector is synchronized. That makes the difference. How does hash map handles collision? What is hashing comes under that topic. how do hash table handles collision, it also comes under the topic. The fourth question is that what is the difference between hash map and tree map? Okay. And the fifth question, how do you make a list immutable? Seventh question, how do hash table handle collisions? And the final question I have asked is, can we add duplicate keys in map? No, we cannot add duplicate keys in the map. And he also show me a program by adding duplicate objects in the certain maps, and it won't allow to add that because how hashing works means it has a hash function. It generates the hash code. With that hash code, we have buckets in the hashing. That buckets is from 0 to 15 index, and total number is 16. According to that hash code provided number, it adds the objects into that bucket. If already object exists at the bucket location, it checks whether the both objects are same. If both are same, then it overridden. Otherwise, it's stored in the linked list. If it is linked list is full to the certain threshold, then it reformat stores the data. That's it about me. This is my first video ever, and if you like this video, you can subscribe it, and you have to comment out below what I have missed, and if I did something wrong, you can guide me uh, to correct it in my further videos. Thank you.